Welcome to Raider Talks. I am your host, Art Navarrete, here alongside Nick Ibarra. And before we get started, hit that subscribe button down below for Raider content all season long. Welcome to our Raiders game preview. We got a huge matchup. Raiders, Chiefs, Monday Night Football. A huge game for both squads. Chiefs looking to run away with the division in a sense, and the Raiders looking to get right back in this division and probably be a top candidate to win this division if they can win this game. Should be a fun one. Nick, how are you feeling about this?
Yeah, I'm excited. This is huge, not only for us, but I think for the whole AFC West in general. We win. Everyone's bunched up. Everyone's close. Everyone's around that 2-3 win mark. We lose. We're 1-4, division leaders 4-1, and your division hopes could be possibly slipping after week 5. You don't want that. Going into a very hostile environment in Kansas City, it's hard enough playing there when we play at 1:00 on a Sunday, let alone going to play on a Monday night now at 5. All right, 5 or 8 o'clock, whatever it is their time. It's going to be a good one. I heard Mahomes today. He's ready. He's pumped. He plays a little bit different because the Raiders are in town. And, we beat them once in Arrowhead. Let's go do it again. And there's a lot of things that have changed since last year going into this year.
Yeah, going to be a fun one. There's a huge one for the Raiders on the fact that we get them at home next time. So if we can steal this one, then I'm feeling pretty good about our matchups against the Chiefs. They have the Chiefs beating us 67% to 32.7% on ESPN. So what do you think about those odds?
I mean, us versus Arizona at one point, we had a 99% chance we're going to win. So that FPI, that ESPN FPI, whatever, I throw that all out the window. You still got to put the ball on the ground and play the ball game. Who knows how it's going to turn out? We just got to play good 4 quarters and see what the result is.
Yeah, it's going to be a fun one. This Raider offense, let's see if they can keep moving forward in this game, take steps. And I think this is the game to showcase if we're elite or not, because we're on Monday Night Football, huge game. Let's see how Devontae Adams shows up. Let's see what Derek Carr does in prime time. Let's see what Josh Jacobs does in prime time. Darren Waller has just been okay the last couple of weeks. How is he going to show up? It should be a fun one. We know that Kelsey's going to show up. We know that Mahomes is going to show up. So it's going to be fun. I'm very excited about this one. The Raiders, if they win this one, we're feeling good. If they beat the Chiefs up really good, we're feeling like Super Bowl contenders.
Yeah.
If it's a close game, we're feeling okay going to the bye. If we get our butts kicked, we're not feeling good. So it's gonna be interesting.
Yeah, this is just a really interesting one. We come in, we need a win. And it. We play the Kansas City Chiefs. They have had our number in the past, and we're going to them. So that kind of really sucks before the bye. We still got a lot of things to figure out about how our system's going to be. We still need some guys healthy and whatever. Like I said, we just had to survive these 5 weeks going to the bye, and then we'll be good the rest. But we still got one more game to play before this bye, and we get Renfrow back. Perryman's good. All those other guys are good. I think it's just Jaylen Brown, the one who's out, definitely right now. And so, you come in here mostly healthy. Josh Jacobs had a really good game. You could build off of that. Your passing game still hasn't clicked fully yet. Hopefully this is the week it does so, and our offense is full throttle, and it's, top tier offense versus top tier offense, and, in one of those classic Monday night shootouts.
Yeah, let's talk about the opponent real quick. Let's talk about the Chiefs. They had a dominating victory over the Buccaneers, 41-31. The score looks closer than it really was. It looked like they were clicking on all cylinders, really getting in to the Chief mode they have been accustomed to the last couple seasons. So they're playing their best football going into this game. So that should make it for a really interesting matchup, and we'll really get to see where the Raiders really are.
Yeah, the way they do things is pretty incredible. They traded Tyreek Hill. Me and you talked about it, and everybody said, "Why would you trade Tyreek Hill for?" Mahomes is going to take a step back. That offense is going to take a step back, and then they go against a pretty good Bucs defense to put up 41, and they've been putting up a lot of points these last 4 or 5 weeks. So they haven't really taken a step back. If you really look at it, they took a step forward actually without him, and it's going to be hard. Mahomes does unbelievable things. Kelsey's still Kelsey, and it seems like every time he plays us, he goes off. It's an easy 150 touchdown or two, and then you got Clyde Edwards-Helaire, who is a good young back, and this offense is dangerous, and their defense is even more dangerous. It starts up front, and I know for a fact they haven't given up, I think, 75 yards to a good rusher. They've been playing, or to a good running back. They've been playing some good running backs, and let's see if Josh Jacobs can do what he did to Denver to them, because he went into that Denver game. That Denver front didn't give up many rushing yards, didn't give up this, didn't give up that. Josh Jacobs made it look easy, so hopefully he gets going early and does it again.
I'm really excited about this Raider defense and how they're gonna hold up against this Chiefs high-powered offense. Andy Reid's great play calling. That's something that's going to be really interesting to watch. How is Patrick Graham gonna go up against Andy Reid? And I feel like this can go one of two ways. I think it's only one of two ways. I think we're gonna get beat up a little bit, or I think we're gonna do really, really well. I don't think there's really going to be in between there for me personally. So we'll see how it goes. I really like what I'm seeing from our linebackers. Denzel Perryman's been at practice. He should play. I really like what I'm seeing from our corners. I like what I saw from our defensive line last week. They looked really good, more explosive, getting at the quarterback a lot more, especially on that right side. With, Chandler Jones, and you had Clelin Ferrell in the mix a little bit. And obviously Max Crosby's doing his thing. But we shall see. It's going to be fun. How can we contain Kelsey?
See, before we get into the contain Kelsey, I want to get back into Patrick Graham versus this Chiefs offense, because last year when he was with the Giants, he only gave up 20 points, and it came down to a last-second field goal, or a last-minute field goal for the Chiefs to beat the Giants, and that was with a low offense. And I know it has nothing to do with Graham, but Giants had a low offense and not really a talented defense. I think we have a more talented defense. He's got a lot more personnel and stuff that he can work with as a Raider than he had last year with the Giant. And we got Blake Martinez. He knows how he likes it and how he wants it, and that's something to look for. That you gave up, I think it was 300 and something yards, 20 points, and that's not a lot to this Chiefs offense that can sit there and put up 35-40 on any given Sunday. And I'm looking forward to that. And like you just said, Kelsey, I feel like we haven't stopped him since Woodson was a Raider, and that's
a long time from now.
And that was like 5, 6, 7 years ago, and but that's the honest truth. Every time he's played us, it seems like it's always a 100-yard game, a couple touchdowns, or whatever. Whoever, if the linebackers can be on him, if the safety's going to be on him, if it's Merrick, Abram, Perryman, if it's the newly Blake Martinez, or whoever's going to be on him, we got to contain him. It's good that they have Tyreek Hill out, because you had eyes everywhere. Now you got Tyreek Hill, you got Mahomes, you got Kelsey, you got this guy, you got this guy. You take one out, and I think the main focus should be on Kelsey, because he's having a hell of a season.
Yeah, you double team Kelsey. You let the other guys beat us. You let Juju Smith-Schuster beat us.
I forgot about Juju too.
Yeah, let Juju beat us. And they have some other wide receivers, but you let those guys beat us. You don't let Kelsey beat us. If Kelsey beats us, it's going to be hard to live with. But if you let the other guys beat us, then I can live with that. I can live with Kelsey getting shut down, and just the other guys went off. Mahomes played a great game, and they ended up scoring so many. But if Kelsey goes for 150, 2 touchdowns, it's like, oh, here we go. It's the same. It's the same thing over and over and over again. So you just need to try to contain Kelsey. Just try to contain him. Contain him a little bit. Don't make it to where it seems like these past Raider games, every ball is going to Kelsey. Every ball.
And it's easy. And you know what's going in, and it's easy.
And he's wide open. Wide open. No one within 10 yards around him. So it's about containing him a little bit. It's about focusing in on him, making sure that he don't beat us. And I think we have a good chance in this football game. Because I think Mahomes will make some errors if we do try to double team Kelsey and we're on him all the time. He's going to try to force it to him, and we can maybe get some turnovers from that.
And I think you also got to get after Mahomes and not let him run around. Once you let him run around, then he's dangerous. He'll sit there, he'll run around for 10 seconds, 20 seconds, whatever it is, and try to find somebody open.
He can throw from any angle.
Yeah, throw from any angle. He can run. with the
Yeah.
ball, and and he just makes stuff happen. And so what I mean, it's a good job when you're covering everybody, but then he's also with his legs either getting the first down or getting a lot of yards, or just simply waiting, because his offensive line is just protecting him, and he's just waiting for something to happen. I think that's also too what we got to do. But yeah, as far as Kelsey, double him, and really force Mahomes to throw it to Kelsey, and anything can happen.
Yeah, the Chiefs are a really good football team. We're not going to be guys that come on here and are going to be like, oh, Raiders are going to dominate them.
Yeah.
It's all going to be all Raiders. No, it's going to be a battle. It's going to be a fight. We know that. And it's just going to be a fun one. It's going to be a crazy one. But we'll see what happens. Now let's go to Derek Carr a little bit. Let's talk about DC. I thought DC had a really solid game last game. I didn't think he did too much. He didn't do too little.
Yeah.
He stayed right in that little area where I think we can win a lot of games if he does that. Uses his legs, makes right throws when need be. And I feel like if he has another game like that, I think we have a really good shot. But if he gets his arm going and he gets a bunch of wide receivers involved, goes deep a little bit, then I think we're looking really good in this game offensively.
Yeah, and I was looking. Every time we play, it seems like Mike Sorensen was always making Carr's life hell that game.
Yeah.
They're without him. I think they got either rid of him or he's not playing. But you're right. You look at the only victory he has in Arrowhead. We went deep. He was making great throws, and he got his pick early out of the way, and then just started going deep to Ruggs a couple times, and just making really good throws, and that's how we won. He's got to be on one. He's really got to have a really good game for us to win this ball game, and I think he can do that with all the weapons coming back. You got.
I think he just needs to play good. Carr
Yeah.
just can't make mistakes.
Yeah.
And I think we have a good chance at winning any football game against any team any given Sunday.
Yeah.
Just no mistakes. If he doesn't make mistakes, then I'm feeling pretty confident.
Yeah.
But if he plays really good, then I think there's a chance where we can beat him pretty good.
Yeah.
There's a chance where we can beat a lot of teams pretty good if Carr is really good. But he hasn't shown he's been really good this season yet. But you could tell he's getting better and more comfortable in the offense every week. And I feel like it can click anytime. Why not this Monday?
Yeah. And a big one, Monday night, Kansas City Chiefs, first place. You win. And we're going to keep on saying this. You win. The division is tight. And, anything can happen. Then we go into our bye. Then we come in. And I know we've talked about it. These 6 games after this bye are very winnable. Not easy, because nothing's easy in this league, but very winnable, very doable. Then you go into December with another gauntlet. But we'll get there when we get there. So it's a matter of do we want to work harder later on during the season to try to win this division, or do we want to take care of business Monday and make it a little bit easier going forward this season?
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. Let's do our offensive and defensive player of the game. Nick, start with the offensive.
For me, I think it's going to be Derek Carr. He had if I think we're going to win this game, and if we're going to win this game, we need him to play a really good game. And I keep on going back last time we beat him, or last time Patrick Graham had his defense against his Chiefs, and if we kind of do things that kind of the same way, he's played Kansas City before. I think he has a really good day with all of his weapons coming back, and Josh Jacobs playing a really good game last week, and he sits there, throws for a lot of yards, throws for a lot of touchdowns, and we get the job done.
My offensive player of the game is Josh Jacobs. I think. Man, he was an animal last game. He's been an animal, I think, all year long. Haven't been able to give him the ball in the later ends of the games because of us being behind or the Cardinal game. We don't know what happened.
Yeah.
But Josh Jacobs, for sure, I think if he can carry us to a win, Josh Jacobs can. So I think he's going to do that. I think he's going to complement your offensive player of the game, Derek Carr, very well. And it's going to make it so both of them can have great games. Maybe they could both be offensive player of the games, and we all win this week.
Yeah, hopefully we go look, and both of them have a ton of yards, a couple touchdowns each, and everything's just all good. My defensive player, I think I'm gonna go Perriman. I think him possibly being on Travis Kelce, and with the run game, what they're doing, and I just think how we played last week. He's ready. He's gonna go, and he's gonna be a beast out on the field.
I'm going to make it 5 in a row. I'm going to go Max Crosby. Animal. all year long. And this is his real time to shine.
On a Monday night.
Monday night football, biggest game for the Raiders. And Max Crosby wants it really bad, and I think he's gonna have a game. I expect him to at least get one sack, but he's going to be a disruptor all football game long. He's going to be great in the run game. He's going to be great in chasing Mahomes all game. So my defensive player of the game is Max Crosby.
And that's what we need too. And if you disrupt Mahomes, he tries to throw sidearm, he tries to throw no look passes, and some of
that's when he makes mistakes.
And that's when he makes mistakes. That's when he thinks he's at his best or whatever. But in reality, he throws the ball away.
He's vulnerable in those positions.
Overthrows, and if Max can sit there, disrupt him. Hopefully we get help from Chandler Jones, which he did a little bit more last week. And hopefully this duo comes alive this week. And I know Max has done his part, but I'm talking about Chandler. Hopefully this duo comes alive this week and makes Mahomes' life hell Monday.
Yeah, I don't think Mahomes feels like he does best when he's throwing those passes. I think he has to throw those passes because of his offensive line. But now let's do our keys to the game. Nick, what are your 3 keys to the game?
I think you got to win time of possession, and it's really important. Against some teams, it's not that important, but I think against the Chiefs, it's really important. Have the ball longer than they have it, and do something with this ball.
I'm with you. Time possession, that's going to be huge in this football game. Put the ball in our hands, have a chance to score some points, and take the ball out of Mahomes' hands. Don't give him, more time to score than we do, because they have more time. They're probably going to score more than we do. That's just plain and simple. Such a good offense, such a good offensive play caller, Andy Reid. So this is a deadly team. We'll see how this defense does against them, but time possession for sure.
Yeah, and I think number 2 for me, get the run game going and get it going early. You don't want to be sitting there how we did these past week 1, 2, and 3, where Jacobs only has 5 carries, 10, 15 yards, whatever it is, and you're down 20-0 in the second quarter. Now it's just a passing game, and that's where time of possession comes in. We get off the field quick. Their offense comes in, put up a whole bunch of points, and it's just a passing game, and that's where interceptions comes, that's where sacks comes, and we got to keep them guessing. Get the running game going early. This defensive front of the Chiefs hasn't allowed many rushing yards, and I think because of the offense too of just sitting there and scoring a whole bunch of points and making this a passing game. So I think we need to get the running game going and going really early.
My second key to the game is win the turnover battle. If Mahomes is vulnerable in positions and he makes his sidearm throws, makes his no-look throws, does his crazy little things, then take advantage of it.
Yeah.
Get some picks. If we have an opportunity to make picks, we need to make those plays. We need to make those plays in order to win a football game like this. I think it's a good football team. And then for the offensive side of the ball, no fumbles, no picks.
Yeah.
You can't give away the ball. If you give away the ball once, it almost seems like the game's over, especially against a team of the Chiefs' caliber because of how explosive their offense is. So win the turnover battle, and I am feeling pretty good. And if we win the turnover battle, we have the edge in this game. So we'll see what happens.
And that was basically my number 3. My number 3 was just don't shoot yourself in the foot. Don't take yourself out of this ball game. These turnovers against the Chiefs in the past have really killed us. Last year we were in Arrowhead, first play of the game, Jacobs fumbles, we're down 7-0. Couple drives later, Renfrow fumbles, we're down 14-21-0. You can't have that happen. You can't have that happen early. Penalties, you can't give up free penalty yards. And this team is it's very hard to win in this league in general. It's very hard to win against the Chiefs in Arrowhead, especially on a Monday night. And so I think you can't shoot yourself in the foot. You got to play some clean football, and just like you say, you got to win the turnover battle, get some turnovers. But even if you don't, do not turn over the football, because if you do, that's easy points for them. They'll sit there and turn the fumble into 7 points real quick, to 3 points real quick. You get 2 turnovers, that's a 14-point swing. This ball game's already over. We saw that last year in Arrowhead, and when we're trying to come back against the Chiefs, Deshaun Jackson fumbled, and that was the ball game right there, mid-third quarter. Just turnover battle and everything. Just play clean football. Don't shoot yourself in the foot, and give yourself a chance to win this ball game.
My last key of the game is strike first. We get the ball first. I've said it all year long, but we get the ball first, you got to score 7. Put the pressure on them a little bit. If they get the ball first, force a 3 and out, or just get them off the field.
Yeah.
Give us the offensive ball. Give us a chance to have the lead first if you're on defense. Give us a chance to have the lead first. If you're on offense, we need to score first. We need to score 7. We can't score 3. Then the Chiefs are already like, oh, here we go. Same old Raiders. They're only going to score 3.
Yeah.
We'll score our 7 right now. Score 7. Put some pressure on them. Put some pressure on Mahomes to convert on some big plays. That's the thing about these Raiders-Chiefs games is that Mahomes, there's not a lot of pressure on him. You know, there's not pressure on him to make a big play.
Yeah.
Because they're already up. They're already dominating in these games. So put some pressure on Mahomes, and I'm feeling pretty good.
And I know we did our 3 each, but I think in order for us to actually just be in this ball game too, and I think you got to it has got to be within 1 possession. You know, keep yourself in this ball game. And once it gets to a 2-possession ball game, a 10-point, a 14-point game, then that's when they're more dangerous. They'll sit there, they'll step on your throat, and they'll go for the kill. And you know, you got to keep this thing close.
Stay within striking distance.
Stay within striking distance. You know, whether you're up. Or not whether you're up. You know, if we're up, just keep on scoring. But, you know, if we're down, you know, we got to really have a sense of urgency of trying to get back.
Match them. Whatever they do, let's match it. And let's keep this game rolling.
Yes.
Now let's go on to our score predictions, Nick. Here we go. What's your score prediction?
Raiders haven't given up 24 points on defense. And, you know, we're playing some really good football on defense. You know, there's been halves where we've completely stopped them. You know, Chargers, they were red hot and coming out, we stopped them. Tennessee, they were red hot, we stopped them. Started the game good against, you know, Cardinals. I think they do the same, and I think we win this ball game 27-24, last second field goal.
Okay, that's good. That's a good one. I think the Raiders win 31-28. In the last second field goal. I was thinking the same thing around your lines, but, you know, 31-28, Raiders win by last second field goal. Man, this is going to be a battle. This is going to be a battle here. There's no sugarcoating this one. The Chiefs are a really good football team, and we don't know how good the Raiders are, but we'll find out in this game.
And I just think, you know, and now after this, we'll fully see it. We played everyone in the division. We played some really good games. We've lost some close games. But, you know, this is what we're excited for when we hired all these guys and got these acquisitions, you know, for these big games. Monday night against the Chiefs, you know, as soon as we got Graham, we looked at that Giants-Chiefs game and what he did against the Chiefs. And, you know, McDaniels always talks about the Chiefs, you know, Patriots versus Chiefs, that AFC Championship Classic, and, you know, him against Mahomes and everything. And, you know, this is the one that we've circled and looked at and can't wait for, and it's finally here, and let's go see what we can do. I don't think records matter. They're first place. We're technically, I think, last place in the division. I don't think it does matter. All these AFC West games are going to be close, I think, this year, and it's just a matter of who comes out on top, and hopefully Monday night we're sitting here celebrating and saying we're here for reals.
Yeah, going to be a fun one. Huge one, Raider Nation. Just pull for them. Just root for them, and hopefully they come out with this win, and then we'll all be feeling good that day. We'll be feeling good for a couple weeks, and it'll be a bye week. So we'll see you guys after the game. Go Raiders! We need it. We need this one.
Go Raiders!